Hi, everyone. I'm Maeve Wang, co-founder and CEO of Iambic, and it's a pleasure to be here today to share my journey from consultant to founder through Sparc. To give you a high-level overview of where we are today, for the 1 in 4 people who struggle to find shoes that fit, Iambic offers AI-tailored precision fit shoes. Unlike traditional custom fits that can cost $3,000 to $10,000 per pair, we cut that by over 90% with our patent pending technology that can personalize fit at scale. The way that it works is really simple. After you order on our website, we then send you to our app where you take 3 pictures of each foot and complete a comfort survey. Then that data comes to our AI machine learning models where we create a shoe mold for you. The shoe mold is the foundation for how a shoe fits, feels, and functions. But today, the issue is that it's fully handcrafted. It doesn't use significant data or feedback in its design. This is one of the reasons why there's a 12 size fits all approach to standard sizing that doesn't work. And it is the reason why custom fit remains so hard to scale and is so expensive. So at Iambic, we're replacing handcrafted molds with dynamic AI molded shoes. And this is tech that we developed over 3 years of government-funded R&D through the National Science Foundation. And we have 12 patent pending inventions that cover that whole process. So today, we've begun with dress sneakers. And these are daily wardrobe staples that can be dressed formally or casually. We started with sneakers because over 80% of Americans wear sneakers as their daily go-to shoe. Pre-COVID, that was 60%. But because our technology is actually shoe agnostic, we're expanding colorways, styles, and shoe categories like dress shoes and boots in the future. There's some other features that make our product pretty unique, but a lot of this really started off as being a former consultant with experience also in digital health and product development. So taking this back from the start, I began my career as a Bain consultant in the New York City office, and I developed expertise across retail, financial services, tech, media, telecom. And that was where I really started building out my strategy and research chops and learning about how to structure some very complex problems and how to really tackle them. I got bit by the tech bug and I joined Delos Ventures. And this was a corporate VC that invested in technologies such as building monitoring systems and wearables so that people could engage with the built environment in a way that was based on data and can do it more healthily. Now, at that point, as corporate VC, the perspective was really more through the lens of how do we make investments and have product development initiatives with these partners and create products that then lend themselves back to the core business really well. It was incredibly eye-opening. And what I learned throughout that process was if you have the right resources, control, and ownership in-house, you can also create homegrown product development more quickly and actually own a lot of that IP. And that was where I started pivoting the team and moving it more towards away from corporate VC or corporate development and towards product development. That was where I started also building the confidence in building products from scratch, products that might have like a deeper tech angle, that might have like legitimate IP behind it that's worth protecting. And Iambic really started off at that point through this lens of digital health, wearables, data analytics, content, and taking some of those tools to address a personal issue, which is finding shoes that fit. Today, the way that shoes are designed and made, they only fit about 33% of people super well. For 40% of people, they fit tolerably well, or they just don't care because they prioritize fashion. But for 27% of us, I call it the silent major minority. We're the ones who are excluded from standard sizing and frustrated by that problem. As such, this is where I realized there was a meaningful opportunity to really tackle this problem. Initially, Iambic actually started off as a B2B software. The original hypothesis was if we could get high resolution fit data about people's foot shapes, their comfort preferences through a consumer grade device, i.e., smartphone, and if we can get high resolution product data by working directly with the brands and the retailers, we could utilize a combination of 3D modeling and material science to match the two. I met my co-founder and CTO, who had over 12 years of experience in 3D modeling, AI machine learning, and computational biomechanics. We had the #1 foot and footwear researcher in the world join us, and as well as other global experts across retail, digital health, IP. And we got our first government grant. And that government grant was to develop a smartphone-based foot scanner that could plug into the mobile apps and websites for other retailers and brands so that we could reduce their 40% return and exchange rate online, the majority of which is driven by fit. We went into the supply chain, started testing this out with multiple brands, and realized that footwear fit is not as simple as just finding you the right shoe size. That it is fundamentally about design flaws and quality control issues. On the design front, as I was alluding to before, it's really about the shoe mold and how it's truly more of a handcrafted, manually designed process today that doesn't use sufficient data or feedback in the process. And then on the quality control front, there were massive discrepancies between 3 to 30 millimeters between the physical end product and some of the product data. And overall, we realized that if we wanted to get people shoes that were the best fit, we might have to do it ourselves, build it from the ground up, and start at that most individual level because millimeters matter. And a lot of that is because we needed to take ownership of the physical end product. We had to close the gap between us and the end user. And it would be more effective for us to develop a data-driven supply chain from scratch versus try to fix or join or work with a lumbering, archaic, fragmented supply chain. And that was what we did. So when it comes to the journey towards getting started in consulting, towards corporate VC, product development, and then towards setting up your own startup, there's just a lot that's involved throughout the process. But each of those endeavors is worthwhile. And for those of you who are really considering it, I hope that Sparc remains part of your journey.